Hello everyone, Pledge here, and welcome to my second video in my under 10-minute review series, as I attempt to give you my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2 in under 10 minutes. I say attempt because I know the 10 minutes is not nearly enough time for me to tell you everything I like about this game. I could talk for days about the amazing adventure I had within this game. Every now and then a game comes along that just blows me away. Well, this was it. This was one of those games, and as I played more and more, it slowly became one of my favorite games, not only of 2024, but of all time. Hey, that's a big statement, I know, but for me, it is true. And in this video, I'll be covering what matters to me in video games like performance, gameplay, the world and the environment, the graphics, the story, and sound. Again, this is my personal thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes. Here we go. I always feel like I need to start with performance because a game does us no good if it doesn't run well. And apparently Dragon's Dogma 2 struggled at launch, even on the beefy systems that were running these 4090s. I had heard it relied on the computer's processor more than anything, but look, I don't know. I obviously didn't play it at launch, so I can't speak on its performance then. But what I can tell you is my experience was great with my mid-tier build, and I never had any issues. I experimented at native 1440p, but ended up playing at 1440p with ray tracing on using DLSS, which is what I stuck with for most of my playthrough. So the devs over at Capcom obviously went to work and they released updates to improve these issues because I didn't have any game crashing or game altering moments in my playthrough whatsoever. However, I wasn't monitoring my frames per second because it always felt super smooth and it looked great, so I didn't see the need to monitor something that wasn't affecting my gameplay experience. I mean, sure, there may have been some minor visual errors here and there, but nothing that caused me to lose immersion or made me stop and think, oh my gosh, that looks bad, or the game's stuttering so bad I can't even play. Nothing like that at all. And of course, I wouldn't consider myself very picky when it comes to things like this either. So my thoughts on overall performance is, it was great. Now let's get into gameplay and combat because Dragon's Dogma 2's combat is simply amazing for me. Look, man, I really enjoyed it, especially late game. The combat is fluid and responsive, and it's so fast-paced, and it felt good every time I finished off an enemy. Even when it began to feel a little repetitive, at least it felt good. The variety of the combat classes known as vocations allowed me to truly play the way I wanted to play, and I love how the game gives you that option. Look, you just work towards the playstyle you want, you unlock it, you play it and level it up, and you love it, or you move on to a new vocation and try something different. And each vocation has its own unique play style, and I believe it allowed me to experience several epic battles against these crazy creatures, and each time, like I said, it felt good, and for me, it felt really rewarding. The game's pawn system is like nothing I've ever experienced in a game. The pawns are these AI companions that players can recruit and customize and level up, although I only customized and leveled my main pawn. The more my character leveled, I would just simply dismiss my hired pawns and I would recruit new higher level pawns in their place, if that makes any sense. And what's cool is these companions can be shared online with other players, which I was blessed to be able to hire a new friend of mine's pawn late in my playthrough, which really helped me in my adventure, and I believe that's a really cool and neat feature of the game. And I want to address these microtransactions as well. And I guess this falls under gameplay, but look, man, here's the thing. If I had never heard it was an issue for some players, then I never would have even known they existed at all. With that being said, you can completely ignore them and play the game all the way through. I never once bought anything other than the game itself, and I had an absolute blast. So no issue for me. My thoughts on gameplay and combat, it is excellent. And man, the world and the exploration and the environment of Dragon's Dogma 2 is just top notch. It has a huge world with an interactive environment. The setting looks vast, and to me it's really beautiful, man. It has beautiful landscapes and ranging from these dense forests to these rugged, treacherous mountains, basically standing there screaming, "Explore me!" I feel like the game has a huge focus on exploration. and that it is a must, man, if you truly want to experience this game. And the game pretty much tells you that by limiting the fast travel. It is possible to fast travel, it just costs coin, and you must do it via the ox cart system. For me, I never got tired of running across the lands and fighting whatever came my way with a huge smile on my face. I loved it, and I did not mind the fast travel system or the lack thereof. Again, these are just my thoughts, and other players may not enjoy it like I did, and this game just may simply not be for everyone, and that's okay too. But dude, I'm telling you, this world is full of dense detail, and it has diverse environments, and it has this really cool day-night cycle that affects the gameplay, including combat dynamics and enemy behavior. It truly is a world with plenty of secrets to discover and side quests to undertake. So if anything is lacking for me in Dragon's Dogma 2, maybe it's the story. Because I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it all out, to be honest with you, but I thought they could have done a little more here. It was good enough, but maybe it could have been better. You see, the narrative in Dragon's Dogma 2 has a focus on political intrigue and ancient mysteries and, of course, dragons. The player takes on the role of a character called the Arisen, a hero marked by a dragon whom they must defeat. And this menacing dragon, it threatens the land, but it is destined to rival this Arisen. There's also some tensions between two kingdoms that we're caught in the middle of, but I really didn't pay much attention to it because I didn't really care much about that, to be honest. You know, in the plot, the main plot is prominent, but man, side quests and exploring are equally emphasized, allowing players to truly craft their own unique adventure. It also has an affinity system where you can strengthen relationships or romance with other NPCs as well. Now, I could go on and try to explain the story more, but I don't have that much time, and this is just a My Thoughts video, not a story explained video. So therefore, my thoughts on the story is, it's okay. So the visuals and the sound. I thought the visuals was good. In fact, you'll hear me say a few times during my playthrough that, hey man, this area is beautiful, or wow, look at that view. And the environments are truly, they're thick and they're dense and they're detailed, and the character models I feel like have been given some attention. I mean, look at the character creation in this game. It's phenomenal. And bro, the combat visuals were absolutely stunning in my opinion. Some of my combat sequences were just simply amazing because of those combat visuals. The music was, it was okay. I mean, at times it sets the mood right, while at other times I feel like it lacked, to be honest. But I'm not complaining. I did love the music during and right after the battle, how it would intensify and die down a little bit. I thought that was pretty cool. And then the no music while exploring was neat. It gave me a real opportunity just to get lost in the lands and immerse myself deep into the game. So here's my final thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2. I love it. And maybe it's more than just the game that I love, because the community is amazing as well. And I'm going to be honest, I doubted it. I even delayed playing it until I found it on sale, but after playing it, I wouldn't have minded paying full price for this one, and that says a lot because I love sales. And being brand new to Dragon's Dogma 2 world, it has won me over. Sure, there are some things that I feel like could be better, but overall, as I said, Dragon's Dogma 2 has become one of my favorite games and communities. I highly recommend this game if you are a fan of RPGs. I don't know why it gets some bad reviews, maybe because, like I said, it's just not for everyone, but I personally had an absolute blast. Well guys, this has been my thoughts on Dragon's Dogma 2 in under 10 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and maybe it can help someone determine if they want to give Dragon's Dogma 2 a chance. Please comment below with your thoughts on this video, what you liked, what you didn't like, and how I can improve, and of course your thoughts on this game. Smash that like button if you like this, and subscribe for more content from PledgePlayz. Thank you guys, and you all be blessed.